Welcome in, everybody, to another Monday evening on the Football Smack Talk Show. I am your host, Ryan.
I'm Eric.
Welcome in, everybody. We are going to be talking some off-season so far, do a little recap. Obviously, last time that we spoke, we were just kind of getting things kicked off with the legal tampering period. So we have much to talk about, obviously. And there's still much to go, even though it's been a little quiet these last couple of days. Daniel, what's up, buddy? Appreciate you checking in. So I'm going to just start off right off the bat and ask you, what so far is your favorite move done by Howie so far this offseason?
The easy answer is Saquon, and I think it's the easy answer because it's the right one. It's definitely my favorite move. I like it, and not just because it's a flashy name, but I think it's a 3-down back. You're taking him off a division rival. When his contract runs out, he will just be 30 years old, which is the magic number for running back. So you're not locked into some long. He's not going to be 32 and still getting paid from us. So yeah, that's probably my favorite one so far.
Okay. Certainly that's that's a big one. We haven't had a name like that quite in a while, and I think a lot of people are still a little hesitant just due to the last time that we spent some big bucks on a free agent name from a rival team. It didn't work out so well for us.
Sure.
So I get everybody's hesitancy, but I think Saquon's certainly a different animal. I would say my favorite move is Chauncey Gardner.
Okay, because I was going to say, what's your favorite move, and tell me why it's Devin White.
Oh, see, okay. You know what? Listen, I may shock you.
Okay, you don't like it?
Listen, I think they had to do what they had to do.
Yeah,
with bringing someone in. I would have preferred at that point a Jerome Baker. Listen, I think Devin White is a nice flashy name. I think he does a lot of things really well. I think for what potentially he's going to be I think for what he's going to be asked to do out there on the field, I don't know how well his fit is. His coverage skills are not great at all. And listen, I mean, you can follow PFF rankings for this, that, and the other, or you don't. He didn't rank too well for a lot of things. So, listen, he's good at rushing the quarterback. But again, I feel like we already have a lot of people that can do that. Josh Sweat, Reddick, Huff, now. So I think it's ultimately better than what we had last year. So for that, that sole point, yes, we got better. But the more and more I look into Devin White, and he's very one dimension. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I am, because again, I think this is one of those where it's a name, and people are, Devin White, early pick, first round, Bucks, blah blah blah. And may not know more than that. So I don't know. I just hope that I am definitely wrong, and he turns out to be a great move. I hope there's other moves in the linebacking position that are going to be available.
So lock it in, everybody. Devin White Pro Bowl next year.
Listen, I would love to be wrong so far. What up, Dodge? I give Howie like a B+ so far. I really don't like the Pickett trade. I hope the Devin White move isn't another quick fix / Band-Aid at a critical position. Overall, I'm happy. Still looks like Dives.
I do think, I agree with Dives on the Band-Aid pickup of Devin White. But yeah, the Kenny Pickett deal, it's not a big deal to me. We already had 3 third-round picks.
What? No, we had.
I thought we had 3.
No, we have 1 first, 2 seconds, 1 third, Of
Or is it 3/4?
3/5.
Okay.
So
Sorry, I thought I was.
it's okay. But ultimately, you moved down 22 spots. I get it, third to the fourth,
Yeah.
but like honestly, in that range, like
Yeah. Well, again, that's another reason why I'm not that worried about that move.
well, right, that there's not a lot of difference. I think maybe potentially what a lot of people are more upset about is simple fact of, hey, I've done a few mock drafts and I've been able to get Trot Jr. in that 97 slot. Now there's no way we're getting him.
Well, no.
Well, no, meaning that's what their thought process might be. And again, I'm conjecturing, but
Mm-hmm.
and I know everybody saw the Justin Fields trade, and for some that made the Pickett trade that much worse. Eagles were in on it. The Bears gave him the choice of where he wanted to go, and he didn't want to come here. He wanted to go to Pittsburgh. And listen, I like it because think about it. Justin Fields being here, the second Hurts has a bad game.
Well, and they're going to see the same thing in Pittsburgh. The first time Russell Wilson has a bad game, they're going to be calling for Justin Fields.
Right. And that is that. Well, listen, how many times have we gone through that? And how absolutely annoying and infuriating it is as a fan. Because the casuals come out and go, oh, Justin Fields, play Justin Fields. Like, Hurts sucks.
Hurts do an incompletion on a 3rd and 9. Oh, got to bench him.
Yeah, I don't need that in my life. And I think
I hear you.
Listen, Kenny Pickett doesn't give you that. I think he comes in, he's a strong backup, starter experience. I think the only thing that people honestly know about him is everybody talks about his small hands, but I don't think he's been that bad of a quarterback, to be perfectly honest.
I don't either.
Professional career. So I am more than fine with it. I know Dive says you didn't like it. I personally am perfectly fine with it. I think that's the considering how much
serviceable backup, which is all you really were looking for.
It's more than a serviceable backup.
Yeah.
And then he ultimately becomes, one of the better top,
backups. I think top tier backup. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm all for that. I think a lot of people are a little upset about that, but listen, we knew Howie loves his backup. What's that?
I think that's nitpicking, but
yeah,
that's my take. I mean, and look, and everybody's free to grade out however they want. To me, look, you went out, you addressed a position that you felt like was a position of need. I have said we need more playmakers on this offense. And when you get out of Devontae Smith, A.J. Brown, and then even Dallas Goedert, you didn't have anybody. Devontae Smith had a huge game in the wild card round against Tampa because A.J. Brown didn't play. And anytime that Jalen Hurts completed a pass, it was to Devontae Smith.
Well, yeah. Who else is he going to throw it to?
Right, because he didn't trust anybody else.
Well, right. And listen, that is something that they need to get better, is that second and third tier, skill positions. Yeah. And bringing in Saquon is a big upgrade. Hopefully you don't necessarily see too much of Kenny Gainwell, especially in the red zone. And hopefully
Kenny Gainwell again in life, it'll be soon enough for me.
I'd be all right with that. But Devontae Parker, I think, gives you an upgrade over what you were going to have at wide receiver 4. In my eyes, I hope he's wide receiver 4. I hope they go ahead and either draft a guy early on, a rook that comes in and becomes that wide receiver 3, or maybe there's still somebody out there that they could trade for or sign that could end up being a pretty nice addition. So, listen, I'm happy. I'm right there with Dives. I think it's a B+. I still think they need to figure out what's going on with tight end 2, wide receiver 3. They need to figure out what is actually going to happen with the right guard position, whether they're going to give Steen the full go or they're going to bring in somebody through the draft. They signed Matt Hennessy, Temple kid. I think he's got some center experience, so I think he's going to be kind of a hybrid interior offensive line backup. I think right now he has way more starts at center than Jurgens. So I think it's more of an insurance policy there. And
Sure.
honestly, I like the Hoff move. I think that's a really good move. I think he's an up and coming guy that could really take the next step in his progression. And it looks like Sweat's staying. Hopefully that doesn't mean Radek is gone necessarily, but stay tuned for that. They again, and then they added Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, who I never wanted to leave in the first place. I know people are still a little butthurt about how he went out. But yeah.
Yeah, am I the only one who, as a fan, I don't really even have a problem with what he said about us before. Like,
plus he came up. Okay. Listen, I owe y'all an apology. My bad. I was in my feelings. Like, whatever. He admitted it. He was a man. It's over. It's done. Dives, reading the tea leaves, do you think the move for Pickett is a signal that they're going to focus on Hurts getting the ball out faster next year? Listen, I don't think the move for Pickett has anything to do with that. I think that is their general, hopefully, that is their general idea for Hurts. That's something that he needs to absolutely work on. But I don't necessarily think that the Pickett move signals anything. I just think they look at that as an asset that they can take in for a year or two and maybe flip it for something better down the line. So
yeah, I don't think I don't think you need to read any tea leaves there. It's just Kenny Pickett's being brought in to be the backup quarterback. Yes, they want Jalen to get the ball out faster, but I don't think the two things don't really correlate. They don't really go together. Like, it's just Kenny Pickett's being brought in to be the backup quarterback, and I think Jalen is. Yeah, they're still going to have that focus on getting the ball out.
I get where Dodge is coming from.
No, I understand that. Yeah, I understand that.
I would hope that this isn't their passive aggressive sign that oh, hey, by the way, Jalen, so I think
he gets the ball out quick. You might want to do that.
Yeah. So, listen, I like that they've been focusing on the offense and the defense. I think right now, again, it's kind of the slow period of the off season after that first, the first crazy week. Usually it all dies down. So I was watching my scouting report on Pickett from 2 years ago. His biggest strength was getting the ball out fast and accurately. Please don't.
And that's true.
I'm watching it now.
Well, yeah, obviously, we're going to go back and watch that now.
Oh yeah, I mean, you if you just would have kept it at that, I probably would have just been like, all right, I hear you.
That's going to be on my TV as we're eating dinner after the show. Like, I'm going to put that on.
Nice, there you go.
Yeah.
Believe me, I don't like to look at. So when Eric and I first started doing this, we didn't even do the video part. It was all just the audio and whatever. By the way, we have officially passed our 15 years.
Yeah. One more year and our podcast could drive.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're right. So I forget when we first did our first video show.
May of 2018, maybe 17.
Maybe. I'll have to go back and check. Yeah, it's got. I'm sure Facebook will pop it up in one of my memories, one of the stuff. But some of those early shows, man, they were brutal.
Oh, and especially when we were trying to do it every night.
Oh yeah, we were doing the show every day. Yeah. Oh God, what idiots we were.
It was 4 days a week because we decided we weren't doing Fridays because the first couple of weeks, for whatever reason, we just couldn't do Friday.
I think
and it was every day. Yeah, we just wanted to go out drinking. Yeah.
But remember, I used to have that blanket behind me that was hanging from the ceiling. That was like my backdrop green screen.
Yep.
Oh God. Yeah. Talk about don't look that up.
Oh yeah. Remember our Whatever Wednesday episodes?
Yeah.
That was the only thing that, like, we just did that because it's like, how the hell do we talk about the Eagles every day in
Right.
May, in June? And so we're like, let's
Yeah.
do it whatever Wednesday so we can talk about anything we want that day.
That those saved us because it's hard. It's hard to hell. Sometimes it's hard to talk about them once a week during the off
Yeah.
season.
And then the throwback Thursdays, those were fun too.
A lot to entertain ourselves with.
We really did.
To help us. But anyway, listen, I think they have done a lot to address both sides of the ball. I think we may not see huge moves. I don't expect them to do anything huge before the draft necessarily.
No, I think their biggest moves have already been made.
Yeah. So if that is the case, other than maybe depth piece here and there or something, I the more and more I look at the draft and say the first round, the more and more I'm convinced that if somebody like a Jackson Powers Johnson is there, the center / guard from Oregon, is sitting there at 21, that I wouldn't doubt that Howie pull that trigger. And the more and more I keep thinking about it, the more and more I am actually really okay with that. That gives that gives you your right guard for the next 10 years, hopefully. Jurgens, can slide in as per, what we expect, and hopefully he continues to do what we've seen in very small doses. And then you literally all you have to worry about is Lane Johnson maybe the following year getting a tackle early, and then you'll have a very young and talented offensive line.
To me, that just gives the sign, like, remember what made this team great in 2022? It was about being able to run the football and control the line of scrimmage, and your offensive line is a big part of what makes that go.
Yeah, absolutely. Here we go, checking in. Pickett trade makes sense. Perfect sense. Cheap backup for under $5 million for 2 years. We paid Mariota $5 million last year, and backups are getting $5 million plus this year. Absolutely. I agree. It's cheap. It's a way to kind of lower the overall quarterback room salary cap. I agree. I think it's Brock Bowers at 21. Yeah, if he falls.
I mean, if he's there, shoot, yeah.
I'm not gonna say no, because in every single draft I want the Eagles taking JT Sanders at 50 or 53. So I'm perfectly all right with Brock at 21. I don't see in a world how he gets past.
No.
I think I said 15 at the very, very latest. Like, even if everyone
15 at Indy,
Indy will not pass on him.
Indy would absolutely take him on heartbeat. Yeah.
Tackle is available at 21. You take that as LJ replacement. Absolutely not. I'm sorry. I'm not doing that. I am not doing that. We do not have the luxury, like we have had for the last couple of drafts, off seasons, where we can think for a couple of years down the road. And listen, I get it. Everybody's worried about the Lane Johnson replacement. The dude said he's playing at least 2 more years. I don't want to draft somebody in the first round that's going to sit for 2 years. That's dumb to me. I get it. Yeah. I understand that you this is something very critical, but I'm not doing it. In fact, I am going to be violently angry if Howie does this, because he needs to realize that we don't have that luxury this year. It's just we have too many holes. You need defensive backs. You need more edge. You need, an interior offensive lineman. You need I'd rather have them draft a wide receiver in the first round, a D tackle in the first round, outside of running back, because, well, one, I don't think there's a first round running back, and outside of quarterback, and outside of quarterback, offensive tackle is right there with the other two. Just no flip tables. I'm gonna be cursing up a storm. It's not gonna be pretty, dude. Not gonna be pretty.
Note to self: we have to watch the draft together, because I have to see that, because I want to see Ryan smash. Everybody knows about Eric Smash and my great moments. Wow. We could see a Ryan smash.
You're more than welcome to come on over or whatever. yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I think Edge of Philly Sports, we may be doing a like a watch party type thing, and I may pop in and out. But anyway, we got I'd rather trade up for the best corner rather it be Mitchell or Arnold. Yeah, listen, I'm very
And
okay
I'd love
with
for one of them to fall to them. One of those two. Yeah.
I feel like those
Or
both
maybe
are
Wiggins.
probably,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm souring a little bit on Wiggins,
Okay.
but still, we definitely drafted an O-line at 22, Fontenot coming up. Listen, I'm all right with him.
Yeah, if one of the big names were to fall to him, sure. But like,
well, I don't think it's necessarily a falling, but I think there's 3 offensive linemen that I'd be okay with drafting. He's one of them, Jackson Powers Johnson, and then Graham Barton from Duke.
yeah.
One. I think all 3 of those have the
Yeah, but
potential.
2 of those are guards, so like, Barnum and Powers Johnson.
Well, yeah, Fontenot will play guard.
You think? Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I'm not touching an offensive tackle. Interior offensive line all day, all just yeah. I can't express how freaking angry I'm gonna get if they draft a tackle that's gonna sit for 2 years when we have so many holes, and then they're gonna go ahead and draft something really stupid and random in the set with those 2 second-round picks, not get a linebacker, not get a corner, not get a safety. Probably gonna go get another D tackle.
Sanders. Yeah.
None of that. So I have a feeling that there is a potential for me to have the worst first 2 nights of the draft. Oh, I don't even want to think about it. They better keep Reddick, says Sam. Yeah, listen, I hope they do.
I'd like to, yeah.
I mean, listen, I think the only reason why you would is if you completely feel like he is not a scheme fit for what Vic Fangio wants to do, and I don't see how he can't be. I think he does fit, and I just feel like I worry about our run defense right now, and I worry about our coverage linebackers. I feel like outside of the defensive backs, I don't feel like we have a lot of good coverage skill guys out there. They'll take Guyton, and you'll like it. No, I won't. No, you cannot make me. You cannot make me like that. Listen, and I'm not even saying, like, there are some really good tackles out there. Some guys that, like, any other year, I'd be all for. But yeah, I don't know. I'm really getting scared, guys. I'm really getting scared that they're gonna do something stupid. And listen, I get it. It's not like, but again, like we drafted Dillard. What did Dillard do for us?
Nothing.
Right. When did we draft him, Eric?
First round.
Yeah, we sure did. Do we know off the top of our head?
21.
No, 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
we traded up. I think we were picked 22 or 23, and we traded up to get him. We traded up like 1 or 2 spots.
You trade up to get him. Oh my God.
Yeah.
What year was that? That was like
2019 or 20. Yeah, 19.
19. Oh, draft. I wanna.
Maybe it was 18. No, it wasn't 18 because that was after we won the Super Bowl. So it would have been 19.
Now we got him at 22 from Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
So it looks like we've traded up from 25 to go up. Nice. Cool. Listen, there weren't a lot of great tackles, drafted after when we would have gotten.
And to be honest, weren't you actually kind of happy about that move?
I think at the time we really did need a tackle. So yeah.
Yeah, we were both kind of happy about it. Yeah.
Yeah, but obviously,
Of course, that's before we. Well, he was supposed to take the spot that Mailata ended up taking.
all right. Yeah. Yeah. And we ended
And
up,
that's just because that 7th-round project turned out to hit.
I mean, listen, I get it. We got lucky for sure, but yeah. Gotta love, you know. Oh wait, what year did we draft? What year did we draft Mailata?
17?
Was it 7? Was it really
I
that
think it was
early?
here in Philly. Yeah.
Oh geez. You mean we could have witnessed it and
Yeah, and we didn't even know.
we didn't even know. Oh well, that's too funny.
I think I was watching that one from my apartment. I wasn't even.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say the third day. I don't think we were too keen on being around.
Yeah. I kept getting
Uh,
all the
yeah,
notifications.
no,
Hey, if you want a shot at, if you want to get up to the, to the entry level or the spot where everybody was, the seating there, like, come on
yeah.
down. I'm like, yeah, I'm sitting in my apartment on my couch. I'm good.
It was 2018 in the 7th round, number 233,
Okay.
that we got from Arizona via Kansas City and New England somehow.
So thank you all those teams for making those deals. So that we
Thank
got
you.
them.
Thank you for making all of those sacrifices. We appreciate
Yeah.
it. But yeah, listen. Again, I worry.
Mhm.
I don't know. Again, I think it's mostly because we don't have that luxury. Like, listen, I get it. Howie's always thinking of next year, the year after that, and always looking at what the team's going to look like in a couple of years. And I'm sure he does that with the cap and all
Sure.
of that. I'm sure he has a huge like whiteboard where he just all the numbers are right
Well,
there. Just
and the thing is, I think in order to do that, you have to be like the draft has to fall a certain way for that to be acceptable.
all right, absolutely. Yes, that was a great draft. Goddard, Maddox, Sweat, Mailata. Yeah, that was a good draft.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and that was literally we're coming off of a Super Bowl too. Crazy.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
yes,
that was a
listen,
fun time. Mm.
it's a good time. Yeah, yeah. But listen, I'm not saying that I'm not opposed to getting a tackle in the draft at all. I just, again, I don't want to spend high capital on a draft, in a first round or even second round. I just feel like we have too many needs. I would rather have D-line depth, another
Yeah.
edge, another D tackle, another linebacker. Well, I'm always going to shoot for a linebacker.
Well, yeah, you're always going to say linebacker.
Believe me, you name a linebacker. Honestly, the more and more I've kind of dove in this year, the more I love like, the top 5 linebackers that I would all be kind of happy if one of them ended up, if not 2 of them ended up. I mean, Edgerrin Cooper's my favorite. I'm really starting to really like Peyton Wilson. He's rising up. I mean,
I was going to ask you about him. Yeah, from NC State.
Trott's obviously a huge one, but there's Cedric Gray from UNC who had a really good Senior Bowl. There's Junior Colson from Michigan. There's Jalen Ford from Texas. So there's a couple of guys that I would love to have on the Eagles, but I just they need to add somebody because listen, Devin White, I like him and he's a good addition. I just don't see that being the difference maker.
Well, it doesn't move the needle. Yeah,
it doesn't move it enough for me anyway. Let's see. Sorry, I missed a few. Darth Pooh checking in. What's up, buddy? I think you're nuts if you don't see this unfolding. This unfolded very nicely. This is exactly how it should be perceived. And that was from a few minutes ago, so I don't remember what I said. That I don't trust Howie, but I'm not mad so far. Yeah, I get it. They really like Cooper. He fits. Yeah,
I trust Howie to like I don't know to run my finances.
Yeah, right. Yeah, can we get a little bit of that? There should be zero doom over this situation we are in. It's early and the moves have been terrific. Oh no, I'm not saying I'm not. Being
no doom and gloom at all. No.
I'm looking at the scenario of potentially drafting a tackle in the first round, and that's the one move that I think would honestly piss me off.
Yeah, if you're listening to the beginning, I know Dives gave the grading of it was a B plus or B minus.
B plus.
B plus. Which, hey, look, to a guy like me, I didn't see a whole lot of B pluses in my day going to school, so I'd be ecstatic with a B plus.
Sorry, I'm like right in the middle of like a sneeze.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, I mean, B plus is. I'm all for a B plus grade. So there is no doom and gloom here, guys. I'm ecstatic with what they've been doing. Look, I obviously I mentioned the sexy move of Saquon, and that's going to be the headline grabber. It's a skill position. It's a running back. You know, the guy, if things go well, touches the ball 25 to 30 times a game. Whereas, but some of these other moves, like Huff and Chauncey Gardner Johnson, like I think those are just as important, if not more important, than the move of Saquon.
Yeah, I think Saquon was kind of one of those that I think a lot of people heard about and was like, nah, there's no way. There's no way.
I was one of them. I said no way. Yeah.
And listen, I think that was kind of the all right. We're gonna try something a little different. And
yeah,
I feel like or anybody who is a big safety guy, a big linebacker guy, I think that was kind of your hope that. And maybe they might spend some capital on these two positions because they certainly haven't in the past for sure. Drive through, I really love the Pickett move. I do too. Top 30 visit is huge. They pretty always draft within their top 30 visits. Very true.
Mm-hmm.
I've wanted this dude for years. The only Giant that I never hated. Well, there you go. That's
okay.
That's something, right?
That's a statement there.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a lot of Giants. Speaking of Giants,
yeah.
How funny is this whole Tiki Barber thing?
I think it's absolutely hilarious. Dude, I drink Giant fan tears, and I want to drink his tears too. Like, he's what a baby.
He's a salty little bitch, honestly. And I'd tell that right to his face. Honestly.
Oh, yeah. I would too. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
and I'd also say, yeah, tell your brother I said fuck you too. But
there you go. But yeah, I listen. I don't know too many people that have said super kind words about Tiki Barbie over the years. So
he's one of those guys universally hated.
Seems like it.
Like,
so,
like the nicest thing I've heard anybody say about him was no comment. Like.
That's funny. Okay. Robert checks in. What's up, buddy? Give them a B minus. Barkley is a good upgrade, and in the new offense will be great. Gardner is a biggest upgrade. Yeah, true. Huff is so. Again, I think he just needs some time to.
Yeah, I think he'll be good.
Yeah, no, certainly helping. I mean, again, he's projecting going in the right direction anyway. Hope he works out, but he never started. So he will. Well, again, he will and he won't.
He'll be part of a rotation. Yeah.
Right. So again, I think that is certainly helpful for somebody that in his position that maybe didn't get a lot of snaps. Will certainly get an increase in snaps, but won't be like out there the entire time and won't have breathers. There'll be a decent rotation as we say. So same as Bryce Harper as a Nat. Never hated him because the talent is talent no matter what. Yeah, there are some guys that listen.
I'll be honest. When Bryce Harper was a Nat, I could not stand him. The second, and I always swore, I'm like, no, even if he became a Philly, I wouldn't like him. The second he became a Philly, I absolutely loved him. Made a stone liar out of me.
Wow. Wow. You are such a jerk. Relevant as his brother right now. Exactly. Not doing anything. David,
just please punch Rondé Barber in the nuts for me. Yeah.
David is maybe okay, but he was benched last year for a reason. Only thing that did good was blitz. His coverage was shit. Devin White, maybe is that what you're talking about?
Maybe I guess probably that autocorrect.
Wasn't yet. Well, or maybe you're just thinking of the wrong Tampa Bay linebacker. Let's see. So Gardner, best of the lot, I think. Yeah, listen, I got it. It's a
It's
huge need.
a nice move. I love it. Yeah.
Honestly, I would love for them to go out and get another safety and kind of use Gardner Johnson as kind of the, play wherever you need to play kind of thing. Play him in the slot, play him at safety, play him.
So how long before we go get those new number 8 CJGJ jerseys?
Oh, it's happening. As soon as he went 8, and the fact that I think Donnie Jones is my 8.
Yeah, is your 8 right now. Yeah.
Huge upgrade for me. Huge upgrade for me.
Yeah,
agreed. I'm all about the upgrade. What up, Billy? What's going on, bud?
Hey,
let's see. Wow, I literally just missed like a whole bunch. I knew I shouldn't like him, but I did. Yeah, I believe me.
No, you were right to like him. I was the weird one.
Sweat, they could not move him. He does not drop in coverage. Nor should he. Reddick, I think they want to move because he cried last year about dropping in the coverage. All right. Well, don't drop.
It was a dumb move to have him drop in coverage.
It's not what either of them one does. White had one off year. Devin White is a steal.
I hope you're right.
Yeah, listen, I hope you're right. I just for how he fits with Vic Fangio's system, again, I don't necessarily see it as a huge, great fit, but obviously he wanted him. I would assume Howie's not signing guys that, they're like, please don't do it. So
when Devin White's a Pro Bowler, you'll be standing up here apologizing, right?
I'll be the first one. Listen, I say I'm very cautious about this. I'm not a huge fan of it. I've liked Devin White. I just think his name gives him more hype than maybe what he's kind of done. But he's a great tackler, a great rusher.
And look, we need guys who can tackle in space.
Well, that's for sure. What is on a 1-year deal with tons of incentives? I'll take that. Yeah. You're right. And considering it's so much better than what they had last year. In fact, at this point, I'd be all right if they went ahead and brought in like Zach Cunningham back and then drafted an Edgerrin and Cooper in the second round. And you run with those 4, with him and with those 3 and Dean. That's fine linebacking core for me, for sure. So, we aren't even paying that dude hardly. Yeah, I mean, again, you're right. I just saw that I'm just in Nick Scott, former safety of the Bengals and Rams. I mean, I would assume that he'd be kind of again a depth piece. What up? What's up, Ryan? Another safety and a corner. I think Ringo could be a diamond in the rough, potentially.
Agreed.
I could see him starting, potentially. I would love a CD from Iowa that gives them multiple options in the backfield. Cooper DeJean. I don't know. I like what I know
that's not your boy. Yeah.
I like what I see on paper, and there's literally I have no legit reason to not like this guy. No.
But you just don't. Yeah.
I just don't. And I it's one of those gut feelings that I don't know. I don't have a good feeling about it. And
all right, so Dijon is going to be defensive rookie of the year. Got it. All right, we're locked in.
Listen, you put all this money on Devin White as a Pro Bowler and Cooper DeJean as a rookie of the year. Please go for it. CJ creates so much opportunity to take double teams off of our edge rushers. Again, I think that was a big part of what was missing last year. Rob agrees. Baker would have been a lot better choice than White. Fangio is familiar with him too. That's kind of my thought process. He's a much better coverage linebacker. If the Eagles make it back to the Super Bowl and win it, will Howie win his second general manager of the year? Oh, probably. White can't cover.
Gotta tell you, that will be the last thing on my mind if they go to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, listen, I'll give him 2.
Sure, we can have 4 of them. I don't care.
I hope we keep Reddick and he stopped crying about dropping. Okay. Can we?
Nobody's been crying.
Okay, yeah. No, nowhere was he crying about dropping in coverage. I don't know what you've heard. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you're projecting, here. But that's just simply not true. He probably was like, hey, listen, this isn't what I do best. But Reddick doesn't seem like the type that's going to sit there and bitch out his coaches because he's dropping in no coverage.
The thing is, I'm sure he would have been okay doing it if they were winning during that time when he was being asked to do it.
Yeah. Best edges dropped 2 times more than him. Well, listen, that's not his thing. He's strictly a rusher. That's fine. I don't want him to be a coverage.
Only rush quarterbacks. Strictly play 80s Joel.
I was specifically talking about Reddick's pitching.
Okay.
You were? I don't remember that, but anyway, I mean, listen, it's fine. Again, I never heard the official, him bitching. Robert, with all caps on, so he's super serious. We need to lock out draft night and keep his ass out of the draft room. I mean, listen.
I think he's earned some cachet to make some draft picks.
I think he's done a pretty decent job, honestly. After the Cardinal game, he cried.
Yeah, because they lost.
Yeah, he's probably like, "What are you doing?" It's all right to. There's a difference between complaining or whatever than crying. I think we're blowing that out a little bit out of proportion. Yeah. Drops 6% of the time. You're right. It's barely nothing. I get it. All top edges rush twice as much as him. Okay. Now you're saying best edges drop 2 times.
I think he means drops. Yeah.
Yeah. I was going to say because that's a little counterproductive. But that was the sole reason the Eagles told him to go look and see what's out there. They didn't sit down with him until this month. Well, listen, that's not necessarily entirely true.
I'm not in that room. I don't know what went on.
Right. Well, right. You're absolutely right. But everything that I see, and this is a typical tactic to get a new contract. It was like clockwork. It was the Eagles have given him permission, and then 2 days later he goes, "I never asked for anything. I love it here." Blah 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 blah. So that way he looks good to the fans, and then the fans are like, "Come on, Howie, just give him his contract." It is textbook.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's smart on his part. Yeah,
he wants to get more money. Good for him. I get it. I'm not complaining.
I would like more money as well. If he could help me in coming up with a way to get more money from my employer, I will listen to his advice.
Right. Robert, I get it. This is like the third time you said it. I understand. I don't really care. I don't care what other edge rushers do. I know what Sweat does. The man gets sacks. The man gets pressures. The man gets hurries. That's what I want him to do. And if we actually had a decent linebacker that could, I don't know, cover somebody, we wouldn't have even needed him to drop back 6%. Like, I understand what you're trying to get out and saying, but you're also on that narrative that he's sitting there crying. And I don't agree with that. Ryan checks in again. See, people don't think we should be complaining about Howie with his amazing job he's done in free agency and with the cap. But if he would start valuing linebackers, not just signing vet linebackers to 1-year deals or having special teams guys compete in camp for linebacker spots every year, actually solidify the position and have long-term plans there, draft linebackers early. I get it, right. Believe me, I'm a linebacker guy. I have been. I always will be. And you're right. Statistically, when you look at the cap space or the money that they have spent on not only the linebackers but the safety positions over the last couple of years, it is towards the bottom of the league. They've always been, hey, we'll find a guy, or we'll draft a guy in the middle of the rounds and hope he hits, like they have done for plenty of other positions. I mean, it's just what they do. And so listen, that sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It clearly just hasn't for, linebacker. I mean, we're lucky to get what we got from Reed Blankenship, considering, where he came from. So I get it. You can't sign, 22 all pros. Just can't do it. So you have to skimp on certain positions, and it seems like linebacker, safety seem to always be those positions. And it's infuriating. And hopefully the Saquon thing is kind of a changing of the mindset, maybe. I know you guys love him, but he isn't an all-star either. He's fine for what he is. Who are we talking about?
Whoever it is, yeah, I'm sure they are fine for who they are.
Yeah. He was Reddick. Maybe that's what we're
Yeah.
talking about, right? Yeah. Duh. Listen, I think he's a top 10 guy in the league for what he does. He was at okay. We're still on the dropping back stuff. Yeah, I remember him shutting down in a few pressures. Uh, okay. Well, it is what the whole NFL is doing with good linebackers playing. Yeah, well, we don't have good linebackers, so
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think you mentioned the problem right there. We don't have good ones.
you're 100% right, Darth. That good linebackers or linebackers in general have always been undervalued. I've always been of the mindset that you have a solid core of linebackers. It makes your
Well, it makes
defensive
everybody's
line's
job easier. Yeah.
It makes the guys behind them job easier. You can have people rush. You have good run support. You have good coverage. You have somebody that can do all of that, whether it be in
Cool.
one line.
And it's making the offense figure out, okay, are they bringing pressure? Where's it coming from?
All right, and you
Is
can do
that all that they do? Can they drop back in coverage? Hey, are they moving up because they're gonna blitz, or are they faking it and dropping down into coverage? And does then dropping into coverage even mean anything to me? Like,
yeah, no, you're right. Exactly. It gives you a lot more versatility.
yeah.
Just recently, safety has become a top priority. 20 years ago, you'd never see a safety make it to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I still think that's a long way to go. Like, again, you saw Brian Branch last year. Clearly
Yeah.
the top safety in the draft, and you completely fell to basically the middle of the second. And he obviously came in and did a pretty damn good job. So,
Yep.
uh,
All right.
let's just switch.
We're dropping back. Okay.
Now that we get David, it's Devin White, not Levante David. Dean sucks at coverage. Yeah, they don't have a lot of good coverage linebackers, hence why they needed to get one. We will be a nickel and dime most of the season, I would assume.
Well, most teams play a lot of sub back.
Well, I was going to say you're definitely right, but and especially with CJ, I feel like he's so versatile that you can have him be a slot guy and kind of utilize the defense in that way. How did the Eagles come up with their mindset of the linebackers? They say, "Hey guys, what position do we just want to ignore for 40 years? Anybody? Linebackers? Linebackers. Let's do it. Mark it in.
No, the mindset is there. Like, you can only prioritize so many positions on a defense.
Right, I get it, but
and you want to, it's all about affecting the passing game.
Right, but it can't be the same consistent positions. You got to switch up sometimes,
I know, but I'm saying, like, their mindset is, let's get a great pass rush and let's have elite cover corners, and then we'll survive at the linebacker and safety position. The problem is they're not even doing good enough to survive at those positions. That's why there's been such an emphasis in the last couple of years by everybody here saying linebackers and safeties. Yeah,
he saw the direct that came through in the linebacker position over the last couple of years, and exactly, maybe now's the time to invest a little bit. Again, nobody's asking for a first round mostly because there's not really a first round to spend it on, but give us a second round guy. There's a couple of guys that we would all love. Ezra Cooper, Peyton Wilson, Trot. You'd probably get him in third. Seriously. Okay, guys, give me a great Howie pick the last 10 years that was not a no-brainer. Give me a great Howie pick from the last 10 years that was not a no-brainer.
Well, I don't really think any pick is a no-brainer. I mean, now I know I'm nitpicking when I say that, but like, every pick requires a lot of evaluation.
I guess maybe he's referencing to like Jalen Carter. I guess that was obviously a no-brainer kind of thing.
Okay.
I mean,
Dallas got it.
I mean, Jalen Hurts.
He was a second-round pick. Jalen Hurts, second-round pick.
Joy Mailata.
Seventh-round pick.
Yeah, we just talked about that. So, just one great pick. Oh, I just need a couple. Unless you said first round. I don't think you said first round pick. But then again,
no, he just said he just did draft pick.
Linebackers can be pulled from so many different departments. They are filled in last, especially if dude comes in looking cut. Oh yeah, they're gonna get a shot. Yeah. Okay. Most first round picks should be a no brainer. Not always. Hurts was
Okay, so you'll just shake it to fit your narrative.
Yeah, come on, man. Come on. Listen, I think we're being critical for no friggin' reason here. I get it. Like, we can be critical of this team, and I think anybody who watched this show for more than a minute knows that we definitely are. But like, I'm not going to sit here and just shit on this team because you feel some kind of way because you think somebody's a crybaby and you think Howie sucks. All right, fine. Howie sucks.
Well, you're allowed to think that. I mean,
come on. Anyway, what else will the Eagles do in the running back room? I don't know. I think before getting Saquon, I think if they brought in, like, they re-signed Swift, I could have seen them draft somebody for sure.
Right.
Now I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I can still see it, but like,
maybe late rounds. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah.
Right, again, Saquon should be out there for every play. So you don't really need a young
three down back. That was part of the sell job to us. Yeah.
This dude is definitely a Giants fan. Yeah, he's still a little bitter about Saquon. He missed on a lot of first-round picks. Yes, so do a lot of GMs. Come on. For the love of Jesus. I don't like how. Yep, there it is. He should be an accountant handling the cap.
Okay, go back to that old mindset of, if you're not a football guy, if you didn't play the game, then you don't have a right to an opinion and say anything. Like, that's just an old, outdated mindset.
Yeah, agreed. Hi, fellas. Are we drafting O-line with the first pick? I think so. Very possible. As long as it's not tackle, I'm good. Give me a Fontenot, or however you pronounce it. Give me Jackson Powers Johnson. Give me maybe a little trade back for Graham Martin from Duke.
Yeah.
I'm all for that, honestly. Because again, I think you have an opportunity here to, you have, Jordan Mailata, who's what, 20? How old is he? 27?
27, I think. Yeah.
Something like that. Landon Dickerson, young. Cam Jurgens, young. Whatever this dude might be, young.
Yeah.
You're gonna have, basically, and then you're just gonna need to figure out what to do with Lane Johnson probably next year because again, all accounts are maybe he plays 2 years. But again, I think last thing he said he was going to plan on finishing his contract. So that's 2 years, right?
Yeah, 3 years. Yeah.
So all right. I would, yeah. But yeah, yep, I got you. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna cut our show off a little early. Apparently, somebody's a hungry boy. Or I guess I should point this way since I'm here.
Yeah.
Draft discussion miss almost every year, not every year. Exactly. Hey, listen, guys, we appreciate the back and forth. Honestly, even though we may not.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, Robert. No, I'm kidding.
No, it's been a lot of fun. Seriously, anybody, even if you don't agree with our opinions, hell, that's part of what makes it fun. Like, this is a good debate topic.
Right, absolutely. So we will be back next week, probably talking a little bit more. Hopefully, some new news to talk about. But other than that, maybe we will talk about some draft stuff and whatnot. So yes, Jackson Powers Johnson is a beast. But yes, thank you guys. Make sure that if you are not subscribed to our YouTube at Edge of Philly Sports, please do so. Put on those automatic notifications. We have so many shows throughout the week. Us at Football Smack Talk Show, we are part of the Philly Sports Alliance. We have a couple shows going on there, so check us out on YouTube and Facebook as well. Other than that, that's it for us. Eric, you got anything to add before your stomach starts to growl?
No.
All right, good. Appreciate it. Well, tell Jody to time it out better.
You can tell her that.
She's gonna murder me.
Yeah, she's gonna murder you, not me.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Well, and there's Robert naming more first round draft picks that didn't pan out. So yeah, well, I'm sure maybe next week we'll do some giant first round picks that didn't pan out. So, but that's it for us. So we
Jones working out for you.
Yeah, exactly. So for the Football Smack Talk show, I am Ryan.
I'm Eric. Happy football, everybody. Only 171 days to go.
There you go. Gotta love it. Thanks, everybody. Appreciate all the comments, of course. And we will see you guys next week. Later. Go Birds.
Go Birds. All right, I'm coming.